Hi, I'm Rashad Phillips, and I'm so excited today to bring to you what we have in store. It's called Under the Microscope. So let me break it down before we get into it. Under the microscope, we're going to take some of your favorite high school players across the country, and we're going to hold them under the microscope, breaking down their games, talking about their strengths, looking at their highlights, talking about what they will become, what they are today. Such a fantastic situation for us. I'm joined by two of my favorite people in the industry. I'm with founder of Season Ticket, Derrick Shelby, and VP of Scouting, Alex Karamanos. Now, let's get it going here. Guys, welcome to the show. Are y'all ready to break it down? Y'all ready to do it?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
So the player that we're going to talk about today obviously has been causing tons of stirs across the country with his electric play and what he brings to the table. And he's just so fantastic to watch. We had to do it. We're going to talk about none other than Cooper Flagg. This kid is fantastic. We're going to start with Derrick Shelby. You have a personal story the first time you kind of encountered Cooper Flagg, and tell us how that went.
You know what? I've been hearing about Cooper for a while. Being a kid from Maine, you don't hear very often about kids from Maine. So people were saying how good he is, and I wanted to get a chance to check him out. So I went and watched him in the EYBL, the Nike EYBL League. And I knew in the first three possessions, I was watching something that was special. He hits a deep three, then gets a chase down block that he pins on the glass, and then gets a phenomenal assist to a teammate. I remember watching that, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't need to see anything else. When you're 6'9" and can play like that, and what he has is what we talk about all the time is skill and feel. When you have skill and feel at 6'9", that's just a lot to deal with. He's a phenomenal young man. He checks every box when it comes to a basketball player, both on and off the court. His parents, Ralph and Kelly, have done a phenomenal job with him. And his trainer, Max, who I've spoken to as well, I remember calling him and saying, hey, man, how did you do this with this kid? And, he's up there and he's training a lot of those kids in that Northeast region. And, he's done a phenomenal job with Cooper. Cooper's a kid that I think will be watching play basketball for an extremely long time.
Now, Shelby, you've been around for a long time. You've come across a ton of players. You've seen the Cade Cunninghams at an early stage, and the Julius Randles and the Trey Youngs. Are you telling us right now? Now, let me remind you, we're under the microscope here. You're saying that Cooper Flagg is on par with those guys that you've seen in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of talented players in the past. I've had a chance to run some programs, help be part of some EYBL programs, Adidas programs, and Cooper is right there with those guys at the same stage. Wow. He's a special individual. And he has all the other things that go with that, with being special. This kid checks off every box when it comes to a basketball player. So look forward to watching this guy in the future as he continues to get better. He's going to be a problem for a long time in this industry, for sure.
So that kind of takes me to my next point, and I think it pricked a lot of people's curiosity, a kid from Maine to switch schools and go to Montverde. So, again, we're talking to Alex. Alex, you do a tremendous job of following the grassroots level players and watching them close hand and kind of breaking down their games. And the question I have for you is, with Cooper going from Maine to Montverde, you've been able to really hone in and watch him now. Kind of talk about his season thus far and how he's been able to fit in at a school like Montverde, coming from a state like Maine.
Yeah, like Derrick said, you don't really hear a lot about kids coming from Maine to go to Montverde, right? As anybody knows in this space, Montverde's loaded every single year, top to bottom. So my first question was, when he was transferring in the Montverde, is he going to be able to accept that role, that he's not going to be the sole guy on his team? And he has fully accepted that role, as he's really showing his, versatility, What really caught my eye about him is, his defensive abilities.
Yeah.
He's probably averaging close to 3 blocks a game right now. And, it's not a play where, he'll block a shot and, he stays back. He's grabbing the ball and first thing he's doing is, looking to advance the ball to a teammate. Just shows how unselfish he is as well. Offensively, when he catches the ball and all the film and all the full games that I've watched of him, first thing that he's looking to do is to pass to an open teammate. He's not looking to put his head down and just go to the rim. Now, that doesn't take away from the fact that he is a tremendous scorer. He's starting to figure it out at a really young age. 2 dribble pull-ups into the corner, the footwork, takes the 2 dribbles right to the foul line, turnaround jump shots. He's making it look really easy right now. And I think it's only going to get easier for him with the work he's going to put in and being around all that talent at Montverde. Going up against that every day in practice is only going to get him better. And then playing in the NIBC and playing top level talent all year round. And like Derrick said, I think his best years are in front of him.
And I've gotten the chance to, watch Cooper as well, guys. And, with my own eyes, I was just very impressed with obviously his size being, 6'8", 6'9", having extreme versatility and also having the ability to mesh with his surroundings, but still be that dominant presence. Those were the things that kind of caught my eye. When I look at players, guys, you know how I scout the game. I like to forecast and kind of talk about what they're going to be down the line. And when you look at the recruiting trail that Cooper has attracted with schools like Duke and Michigan and Iowa and so forth, I just believe with his versatility and the way he plays the game, he's going to be able to fit in wherever he goes. That's a skill set within itself. When I talk about the positions of the game, I have a book, the basketball position metric. I have a book where I break down the position of players and the evolution of the game. I look at Cooper Flagg as being what I would call a dual forward, a versatile wing that really understands the dynamics of the game to score, to facilitate, to defend, and to make the game easier for those around him. And Cooper possesses that. Whatever college he goes to, I think he's gonna be a big time player. He's gonna have a immediate production. People are gonna love him. And before we get out of here, I always have these comps with players and who they remind me of, or the archetype we like to talk about. He reminds me so much of a Gordon Hayward. And if you want to go deeper, Andre Karolinko, who was fantastic at Utah. Both of those guys were stars at Utah, but I kind of see that type of style of play. And that will echo his career for a long time. I'm excited to see what the future holds for this kid. And I'm sure the rest of the world is anticipating to see where he goes to school. And it's going to be, wherever he goes, is going to be fantastic. So I'm really glad that we were able to do this. Those at home that are watching and joining us today, remember what Derrick Shelby said: skill and feel. I want you to get your notebooks out and take some notes. We're under the microscope here. We're breaking down Cooper Flagg, and we're going to do this a lot more. So thank you for joining us here at the Season Ticket Under the Microscope. I'm Rashad Phillips, Derrick Shelby, Alex Karamanos. Talk soon.